There's a holiday merry market going on right now in Webb City, Missouri, but are supply chain issues affecting local shoppers? Webb City businesses and the Chamber of Commerce discuss that coming up.
Plus, the grant aimed at helping equip the Joplin Fire Department, and why Kansas lawmakers are bringing themselves back to Topeka for a special session.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
4-state shoppers are getting a jump on holiday gifts in Webb City, Missouri. This is KOAM News at 6. KOAM's Mike Mahoney checked in with the Webb City Chamber of Commerce and some local businesses participating in Webb City's Holiday Merry Market to learn if supply chain issues are affecting the season.
The downtown Webb City Holiday Merry Market is underway, and the Webb City Chamber of Commerce says things are off to a good start, with the city seeing an increase in sales taxes compared to 2020.
We offer 75 VIP passes for this event, for example, and they sold out within the hour that we put them on sale.
Webb City's Community Development Coordinator says, with supply chain issues making national news, local shoppers have responded by getting an early start on holiday shopping.
I've heard more from maybe the general public saying there's been a delay in maybe if they're trying to build a house or remodel or things like that. But when it comes to their shopping or their Christmas gifts, I think that most people were planning and they just thought, well, I got to, purchase a little bit early.
Webb City businesses participating in the Holiday Merry Market who spoke with KOAM agree with the Chamber's assessment and say they've noticed those early holiday shoppers in 2021.
I have noticed some of it, but I knew this was going to happen, so I started buying early. I started buying our Christmas and making our Christmas way early.
Webb City's Twisted Oak Boutique says supply chain issues have been frustrating because they've created inconsistencies in when items arrive. But that hasn't stopped them from being ready for early holiday shoppers.
Do you hear people saying they have concerns about what's going on over in California?
Yes, we get people all the time asking if we're not getting our stuff in, but I feel like we have pretty much been getting our stuff.
In Webb City, Missouri, Mike Mahoney, KOAM News.
The downtown Webb City Holiday Market continues tomorrow. The wind out there making it feel even colder than it is. Doug Heddy.
Yeah, it's been definitely cold throughout the afternoon. Then we had this big blanket of clouds which rolled in mid-afternoon. Even have had some light little flurries kind of spitting around, especially north of Interstate 44, which is kind of crazy, but it is mid-November. This part of the system is rotating out. The clouds are going to start to break up over the next few hours as this system rotates east. So once we start to clear out, then our temperatures really take a dip as we go through the overnight hours. As of right now, we already have upper 30s to lower 40s across the southern half of the region. And it's been kind of windy today. We've had these northwesterly winds all day long in about that 10 to 20 mile per hour range, which actually gives us wind chill factors. It feels like 32 to about 34 degrees across the region. So very chilly evening. Of course, we got some playoff high school football. If you're heading out to any of those games, bundle up. We're going to be sitting into the 30s. We're going to look at the weekend here in just a bit.
Catch you then. Thanks, Doug. Joplin Police Department says a man who was shot on South Connor on Monday accidentally shot himself. The JPD says Joseph Pryor was cleaning his gun and it went off, hitting him in the side. He was treated and released from the hospital and now faces a number of charges, including unlawful possession of a firearm. Missouri American Water is helping equip the Joplin Fire Department. The water provider today donated $1,200 to the department. It was one of 37 grants awarded to the fire departments throughout Missouri to provide for personal protective gear, communications equipment, tools, and training materials.
This money specifically will be used in our fire prevention division to help purchase materials for our education programs that we take out to the public on an annual basis. It will also help us with our smoke detector program.
The grant was awarded through the Missouri American Water Firefighter Grant Program. Republican lawmakers have succeeded in forcing a Thanksgiving week special session of the Kansas legislature to consider financially protecting workers who refuse to comply with federal vaccine mandates. Legislative leaders announced that all Republicans in both the House and the Senate have signed a petition demanding a special session starting on November 22nd. Governors call special sessions, but the Kansas Constitution requires them to do it if 2/3 of both chambers demand it, and the GOP holds more than enough seats. There are GOP proposals to make it easier for workers to claim religious exemptions to vaccine mandates and to provide employment benefits to employees fired for not getting inoculated. Oklahoma Governor Kevin Stitt is directing the Department of Health to stop issuing birth certificates listing a non-binary option instead of designating a gender. The first-term Republican issued the order today, saying he never had a chance to review a settlement agreement in which the agency agreed to start offering non-binary birth certificates. The agreement was reached after an Oregon resident who was born in Oklahoma sued to receive a non-binary birth certificate. Stitt's office declined to comment, with a spokeswoman saying the executive order speaks for itself. The executive director of Freedom Oklahoma, which advocates for the rights of non-binary people, said she does not believe the governor has the authority to overturn an agreement entered into in a court of law. A suspect is dead and an officer is injured after a gunfire exchange in Springfield, Missouri last night. Springfield police say they received a report about a potentially armed person causing a disturbance. A Parks Department officer assisted in the response and was shot during the confrontation with the suspect. Police say that Parks Department officer's injuries are not life-threatening. They say 2 city officers returned fire, killing the suspect. Still ahead, how a Pitt State student is working to bring awareness to mass incarceration and potential alternative methods of rehabilitation. And the very personal reason 2 Kansas City area kids received their COVID-19 vaccines. A PSU social work student is putting a spotlight on incarcerated artists. Bailey Llewellyn is hosting an art exhibit featuring the work of the artists. The exhibit is part of an effort to bring awareness of mass incarceration and to create other pathways for rehabilitation. Llewellyn says she became interested in working for criminal justice reform when she realized the U.S. incarcerates a higher percentage of people than any other country in the world.
A lot of prisons and jails even need to have more rehabilitation. Very few of them have real programs to kind of help them with therapy or mental health, or even access to things that would help them get out of poverty or their families.
The work will be sold in a silent auction. The money raised will be donated to Dream Corps Justice, an agency that works on local, state, and federal levels to divert people from prison. 2 young brothers in Missouri are getting vaccinated against COVID for a very personal and emotional reason. It's to honor their grandparents who both died from the disease. Reporter Betsy Webster spoke with the kids.
This is why Antonio and Tommy Ralph DiMartino, now 9 and 7, got their COVID vaccination.
For my grandma and grandpa that passed away, because they would be really proud of me.
Their mother, Michelle DiMartino, says the family gathered to watch a Chiefs game last December. Then a bunch of them got COVID, including the boys' grandma, or Nani, Susan Barreca.
She's silly and she always plays with us and tickles us, but she can't do that anymore because she's gone.
You okay?
Mm-hmm.
She died on February 4th. The grandpa, known as Satch, had Alzheimer's and died 5 days later at a nursing home where he likely got the virus. Their grandma was 2 weeks away from qualifying for the vaccine.
I would give anything for my mom to have gotten that vaccine.
This weekend, Children's Mercy held a mass vaccination clinic for the 5 to 11 age group where 600 kids got vaccinated.
We've seen a huge interest in the community, which has been great.
So far, the interest out of the gate is much higher in this population than it was in the 12 to 17.
But demand is outpacing supply because, unlike with the teens, the little kids vaccine is a separate product, a third the adult dose, in a separately packaged vial. So it's kind of like when the adult vaccine first rolled out.
It's the distribution plan. It's the getting it out to the facilities that can administer the vaccine.
The DiMartino boys got theirs yesterday on the KU Health System's daily briefing.
It kind of felt like a mosquito bite or somebody pinching me.
Their shot came too late to protect their Nani, but they say it's not too late to protect others.
Everybody should get it because it keeps you safe and other people safe. And I won't want people to go through what we have to go through.
Children's Mercy Hospital in Kansas City has 2 more large vaccination clinics tomorrow. Each has at least 600 appointments, but all slots are full. Later, Webb City will put a long-standing record on the line tonight as they take on the red-hot Carthage Tigers. Jacob Leonard is live in Carthage and will have more for us coming up in sports.
And for any of those playoff high school football games tonight, it's going to be pretty cold and getting even colder. We're going to look at that coming up. Well, definitely turned out to be a cold Friday. We had some showers last night and then a little bit of sunshine during the morning hours, and then the clouds filtered back in this afternoon, and some little sprinkles and flurries kind of spitting around, especially north of Interstate 44. Doesn't matter what the temperature is at the surface at a couple thousand feet up. If it is below freezing, that's what you're going to get at the surface. So that's why we're seeing a little bit of light snow kind of spitting out there in southwestern parts of Missouri and then also southeastern Kansas, mainly north of Interstate 44. But it's cold. Look at our temps, upper 30s to low to mid 40s in our southwestern counties. Plus you got the wind on top of it, which just kind of cuts through you, so it makes it feel even colder. We've had these northwesterly winds all day long at about 10 to 20 miles per hour, and then we have been getting gusts, which have been higher than that, 25 upwards of 30 miles per hour. The winds will diminish a little bit for us tonight, but still we're going to have that breeze across the region. So you factor in the wonderful wind, you get the wonderful wind chill, the way it actually feels to your skin. It feels like near freezing in southwestern Missouri, but everybody it feels like mid to upper 30s. And of course our actual temperature is going to be dropping tonight. Of course it's dark, it's just after 6. Currently outside 41, northwesterly winds at 14, humidity is low at about 53%. But look at our evening. We dropped through the 30s, so if you are going to high school football games, make sure you bundle up, and eventually upper 20s later on tonight. So we're going to have hard freeze across the region. You can see the clouds rotating through, a few little sprinkles, a few little flurries kind of zooming on by. But most of this is now pushing off to our east, so we're getting the clouds starting to break up, and once they do completely break up, that's when our temperatures will really drop later on tonight. And the reason we are so much colder is this whole storm system wrapping up. Look at the jet stream. It takes a nice dip all the way into the southern plains. Here's our next little wave, which will drop in tomorrow night into Friday morning. It's not really going to affect us too much. Some clouds, maybe a random sprinkle. All right, let's go through time. Upper 20s for us tonight, so a cold start. Saturday, not bad. I mean, it's going to be chilly. We'll make it up into the lower 50s, but we should have sunshine across the region. 28 to start, 47 by noon, high temp of 52. The winds are going to switch from the northwest to the southwest as we go through the day. Tomorrow night, clouds increase. Weak little system passing by. May get a random sprinkle or a quick shower early Sunday morning, and then I think Sunday afternoon is going to be fine. A little bit warmer as we go into the mid 50s. Here's the key. As we go into Monday morning, the winds switch back out of the south. That's going to help our temperatures out, meaning on Monday we start to warm up quite a bit more. In fact, we're going to be near 70 by the time we head into Tuesday. Our next weak little system passes in on Wednesday, so a little bit cooler for Thursday, and then another system rotates in by the time we head into late Thursday and Friday. So 2 systems we'll watch for next week. All right, 52 tomorrow. 55 on Sunday, again, morning shower. Most of the weekend looks pretty good. 63 on Monday, 70 on Tuesday, and then cooling back down again late next week.
Cold or not, fans are going to bundle up and support their local high school teams because it is playoff time.
Yes, you have to.
You have to. Thanks, Doug. Freeman Health System today welcomed in some holiday shoppers. Yes, we know what month it is, but it never hurts to get in some early shopping. The hospital hosted what it calls the Miracle Market, featured 15 vendors selling handmade gifts, jewelry, arts and crafts, even clothing. The miracle is in the work that this market's supporting.
20% of all sales are donated back from the vendors to our CMN program here at Freeman. Freeman is one of like 170 CMN hospitals in North America, and so we're very privileged to be a CMN hospital.
Vendors included Pampered Chef, Gigi's, Glass Art, KK Sewing, and others. Coming up in sports, it's district championship night for Missouri high school football. Jacob Leonard's going to join us live from Carthage to preview the Tigers championship rematch with Webb City next.
Welcome back and welcome to Carthage, where tonight the hometown Tigers play for a district championship against Webb City. Now this is actually a rematch from the regular season. Carthage beat Webb City 42-14 back in September. Now this Tigers team has been dominant all season. They're undefeated, 10-0 coming into this one, scoring 43 points per game while allowing just 13. Now Webb City also scoring in the 40s, but they're giving up more than 20 per week. The Cardinals, by the way, enter the night having won 21 consecutive district titles. The Joplin Eagles also play for a district title tonight. Joplin on the road this evening facing Lee's Summit North in the Class 6 District 3 title game. The Eagles and Broncos enter this one with matching 10-1 records this season. On the Kansas side, both Frontenac and Girard are still alive in the 3A state bracket. Frontenac is at Rock Creek. Girard is on the road facing Holton. And Girard and Holton are both undefeated at 10-0 coming into the night. All of these games begin tonight at 7 o'clock. We'll have highlights right here tonight at 10. Moving on to the NFL, the Kansas City Chiefs are 5-4 in their first 9 games this season. Last week, they picked up a win at home over the Packers, winning 13-7. This week, they're back on the road facing the Raiders on Sunday night. Well, like we do every Friday night, right now it's time to hear from the voice of the Chiefs, Mitch Holthus, in this week's Minute with Mitch.
My mom used to say, "That drives me up the wall," if something was making her crazy. I was never quite sure what she meant until I see these Chiefs giveaways at an alarming rate from a good Chiefs team. Now, the Chiefs in the first half of this 2021 season had the second most giveaways in franchise history. That covers 62 years. This week is Raiders Week, and I'm as fired up as any red-blooded, card-carrying member of the Chiefs kingdom. But as Royals analyst Rex Hudler would say, the giveaways have got to go. Here's something to consider. The Chiefs have dominated the Raiders under Andy Reid. In 16 meetings of Reid's red-clad team and the hated Raiders, the Chiefs have won 13 games and lost just 3. I looked at every one of those games and found the Chiefs were plus 19 in the giveaway-takeaway ratio. On this Minute with Mitch. The Minute with Mitch is brought to you by KOAM Jewelry. Every day's game day, KOAM Jewelry, Pittsburgh, Joplin.
Sunday night's game begins at 7:20. The Chiefs, by the way, are 2.5-point favorites. That's going to do it for sports. Be sure to join us right back here tonight for KOAM News at 10. We'll have high school football highlights and scores from all across the area, including this Class 5 District 6 championship game between Carthage and Webb City. We're back with more news after this.
Take time now to honor a local veteran. Wallace Sloan served in the U.S. Navy. His hometown, Nevada, Missouri, and we are proud to salute Wallace Sloan. He's tonight's 4-state hero. Here's a look at what's coming up tonight on KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Divers discover several previously unknown underwater caves at Roaring River Spring Park. Yeah, we're going to show you. Also, a new study shows the average new car price is $46,000 last month amid strong demand, short supply. And Google reveals its list of most searched holiday gift ideas. That and more tonight, KOAM News at 9 on Fox 14. Doug, I've been paying attention to your forecast, which is why I put the insulators on my outdoor faucets today.
Ooh, I need to do that.
You should be paying attention to your forecast.
I'll do that
well.
this weekend.
Yeah. It's going to get cold tonight.
It is. We're going to drop into the upper 20s and then 52 tomorrow, a little bit of sunshine, so not too bad.
Thanks for joining us. See you right back here at 10. Let's make it a great evening.